Picture this. You are sitting on your couch at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. You aren't scrolling, you aren't watching anything. You're just sitting there, and this feeling creeps in. Not sadness, exactly, not anger, just a hollow emptiness that makes everything feel pointless. You pick up your phone hoping for a dopamine hit, nothing lands. You put on music, it bounces off your skull. You watch a motivation video, and the enthusiastic host makes you want to throw your device across the room. You think to yourself, why can't I just feel okay without needing a reason? Here's what the self-help industry won't tell you. Your brain isn't a philosophical problem that needs years of therapy to decode. It is a biological machine that responds to specific inputs. And that machine can shift from low-grade misery to functional contentment in less time than it takes to microwave a burrito. Not through positive affirmations, not through gratitude journals, through 3 neurological shortcuts that most people will never discover. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to hijack your nervous system before it hijacks you. But here is the controversy. Technique number 3 exposes that most emotional suffering isn't a deep-rooted trauma issue. It is a biochemical switch that you've never been taught to flip. Stay until the end, because this isn't about healing your inner child. This is about manual override. Before we get into the techniques, we need to destroy the biggest lie in modern psychology. The lie is this: you need to understand why you feel bad before you can feel good. Therapists will spend months excavating your childhood, analyzing your relationship patterns, building elaborate narratives about your emotional wounds. But here is what they don't tell you. Your amygdala, the ancient alarm center in your brain, doesn't care about your story. It operates on a time scale of milliseconds, not months. Imagine 2 people walking through the exact same day, same traffic jam, same passive-aggressive email from their boss, same burnt toast. Person A spends the entire evening in a spiral, feeling like life is a treadmill leading nowhere. Person B takes 3 specific physical actions, and their nervous system completely resets. It is that person B knows how to speak the language their primitive brain actually understands. Your brain wasn't designed to make you happy. It is constantly scanning for threats. But once you understand how that threat detection system works, you can interrupt it almost instantly. Technique 1. The facial override protocol. Your emotions don't just flow from your brain to your face. They flow backward. Your facial muscles send signals up to your brain. This is called the facial feedback hypothesis, proven in lab studies for decades. But almost nobody teaches you how to weaponize it. Right now, do this. Lift your eyebrows slightly, not in surprise, just a gentle lift. Now unclench your jaw. Most people walk around with their teeth grinding together like they're trying to crush diamonds. Let your jaw hang loose. Finally, lift the corners of your mouth by maybe 2 millimeters. You're making the micro-expression that your vagus nerve associates with safety. Hold this position for 15 seconds. Here is what is happening inside your skull. Your vagus nerve detects the facial configuration. It sends a signal to your amygdala that says, false alarm, we're not in danger. Your amygdala reduces its output of cortisol and adrenaline. Simultaneously, your brain increases serotonin and dopamine production, not because anything good happened, because your body told it to. Now here is the controversial part. The pharmaceutical industry generates billions selling drugs that do essentially the same thing. SSRIs, anti-anxiety medications, they're all trying to chemically adjust the same neurotransmitters you just manipulated for free using your face. But imagine if every therapy session started with, by the way, you can stop a panic attack in 15 seconds by relaxing your face. The reason this technique is so powerful is that it bypasses your thinking brain entirely. You don't need to believe it works. Your nervous system is a machine. Machines respond to inputs whether you have faith in them or not. Technique 2. The labeling interrupt. The wellness industry tells you to sit with your feelings, feel them fully, don't resist. And you know what happens when you do that without a strategy? You drown. Because your amygdala doesn't understand metaphors. It understands data. Here is the shortcut. The instant you feel anxiety creeping in, mood dropping, or irritation building, say out loud or silently, I'm feeling anxious right now. That is it. Just name it. Here is why this is controversial. When you label an emotion, you activate your prefrontal cortex, the logical part of your brain. Brain scans show this in real time. The moment you name the feeling, activity in the amygdala drops. You're creating distance between you and the emotion. Instead of being inside the storm, you're the meteorologist reporting on it. This technique proves that most everyday emotional suffering is optional. Not all suffering, real trauma exists, clinical depression exists, but that vague dread most people carry around, that is often just an unlabeled emotion. Your brain decided to loop on repeat because you never told it to stop. Labeling interrupts the loop. It is like pressing pause on a horror movie. The mistake people make is waiting to feel calm before they label, but labeling creates the calm. Your brain can't fully panic and fully analyze at the same time. When you analyze, panic loses power. Now stack these first two techniques. Your face tells your nervous system you're safe. Your prefrontal cortex labels what is happening. You've manually overridden your emotional autopilot in under 30 seconds. Technique 3. The dopamine micro-trigger. Here is what everyone gets wrong about happiness. They think it comes from achieving big things, the promotion, the relationship, the vacation. But your brain doesn't actually care about destinations. Your brain releases dopamine in response to progress. Any progress, even absurdly tiny progress. Right now, pick the smallest action you can complete in under 15 seconds. Sit up straight. Take one deep breath. Close a browser tab. Throw away a piece of trash. Do it right now. What you just experienced was a dopamine hit. Your brain detected forward movement and rewarded you chemically. This is why social media scrolling is addictive. Every swipe gives your brain a microscopic sense of progress, even though nothing is changing. You're going to use the same mechanism, but intentionally. Here is the controversy. If you can trigger dopamine this easily, it means most people who claim they're stuck are actually just refusing to take the first tiny step. They're waiting to feel motivated before they act, but that is completely backward. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Your brain evolved to reward movement because movement equals survival. So when you move, even if that movement is ridiculously small, your ancient operating system releases chemicals that say keep going. This is why depressed people are told to make their bed. It is not about the bed. It is about hijacking the dopamine system. Once you understand that you're just trying to trick your brain into releasing reward chemicals, the whole game changes. Now stack all three techniques. You're sitting there feeling hollow. Old you would reach for your phone, scroll for crumbs of dopamine, feel worse, spiral until bedtime. New you does this. Soften your face for 15 seconds. Label the emotion out loud. I'm feeling low energy then. Complete one micro action. Stand up. What just happened? Your facial muscles signaled safety. Your prefrontal cortex interrupted the emotional loop. Your dopamine system rewarded movement. You manually shifted your nervous system from threat mode to neutral. Not because you're enlightened, because you understand the control panel. But moods are unpredictable and brains are primitive. The difference between a bad hour and a bad month is often just knowing where the reset buttons are. A facial configuration, a labeling statement, a micro-action. These techniques cost nothing, but they buy you the most valuable thing in existence: control. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. And if you want to know the science behind why your brain sabotages you, check out the next video. Stay sharp out there.